All right, just click to start stream. Let me throw this link into the Discord here. All right, if anybody can hear me, hopefully it's coming through all right. I do have this muted because, oh, probably better change this. Stream title. This will, of course, also be recorded and put onto YouTube later. I'll post that in the Discord after everything is all said and done. But we have changed the stream title. Hop back on over to the chat here, and I didn't see the map draft, but I think that's in the chat. But I'll take a quick little look at the Civ draft here. So we'll go ahead and start with VK and Sushi. That's low eco, high tempo. We've got first pick Persians. We've got Khitans, Portuguese, Romans, Franks, Italians, and Georgians. Pretty good spread of civs there. I know VK likes his Khitans. Can be pretty scary with those. But yeah, good mix of Cav and Archer civs with kind of the somewhat wild card Romans in there. I mean, the Romans are fine as a Cav civ too. Just, of course, more commonly thought of for their infantry. Jurchen's an interesting one because they've got the Iron Pagodas, they've also got the Grenadiers, they've got those faster attacking Cav, so they can be pretty scary, but a little bit. I mean, not like they completely lack options, but me being an infantry player, I do notice that they don't even get longsword, which is, sad days for Saber. Looking at WinterZeus here. Oh, thank you, Shoveler, for posting that in there. But looking at WinterZeus's draft here, they first pick Sicilians, which might mean a Donjon Rush is coming. They've got Aztecs, Slavs, Tatars, Malay, Vikings, and Bulgarians. That is not very heavy on Cav civs. I mean, Sicilians have decent cavalry with Hauberk. Slavs have Boyars and, again, like decent cavalry, but they also have Druzhina infantry. Tatars, they have Keshiks, more known for Cav archers, but not awful Cav as well. Okay, I actually take that back. This is fine for Cav. They're not necessarily, you don't think of them in the same breath as Franks or even Jurchens or Persians, but yeah, these aren't bad Cav civs. Bulgarians, Conics are great. Vikings great for archers and infantry. Chieftains and Bogsvigar are cool techs. As far as bans, we had Luiko High Tempo banning Byzantines, Bohemians, Goths, Vietnamese, and Huns. Not uncommon there. A little bit interesting that they banned Bohemians because Sushi did play that against Koka and I. But other than that, these were all fairly expected bans, I'd say. For WinterZeus, they banned Turks, Dravidians, Khmer, or Khmer is, I think, technically how it's supposed to be pronounced, but no one really wants to hear that, I don't think. Anyways, Britons and then Mongols. Mongols always a good one to get rid of just because they're, once they get to their death ball, they kill. It's in the name, death ball. Turks also good to get rid of, especially for closed maps. Yeah, just solid bans all around, I would say. Shoveler did post in the Discord that first map is Pilgrims, and I do have that game ready to go on the other monitor. I'll switch over. But then we had Step picked and Hideout picked. I'm not sure which team picked what, but these are notably open maps given our pool. They also generally avoided Nomad. Step is technically a Nomad start, but it's the least Nomad start that you can possibly get. Because you know how you're going to start. Your main choice is, do you drop your TC on berries, gold, woodline? Do you go together with your teammate? You get options. That said, without further ado, I will go ahead and get into the game. Let me switch my input here and hop over to the other monitor, and we will have some fun. So here is the game. Game 1 is Pilgrims, as mentioned. And here we go into Capture Age. Give this a moment to boot up. Here we are. All right, so game 1 is Pilgrims. My goodness, that's fast. So we have got low eco, high tempo. That is VK here in the blue and Sushiero here in the red. VK has taken Persians for this map, and Sushiero has taken Italians. We'll look at the others and then double back to those. Over here, the other team here is going to be WinterZeus, which is Winterblood and Zeus Kakarot. Winterblood is in the yellow and playing as the Vikings, and Zeus Kakarot, or Zeus, is playing as the Slavs and is in the orange. As far as their starting strategies, VK has left 4 on his, or sorry, make that 5 villagers, 6 villagers on his initial island. That's, I'd say, a little bit more than normal. Will be good for wood income, just necessitates doing a little bit of transporting later. Sushiero has only left 2 from what I see. Winter has left 4. He's got 2 on food and 2 on wood. And then Zeus has 4 all on wood. I'm gonna show my bias and say I like what he did because that's what I do. And, you know, anybody who watched me get absolutely smoked by Russ the other day can interpret that how you will. They all did place down starting docks, which is a good call. As far as the mainland, everybody's got their TCs down, although Zeus hasn't quite finished his yet. His will be the last one up, and it'll officially remove the treaty restrictions. We do have just a straight up north versus south here. So they will have some time to build up on land. I would guess that we will have some fighting on water before anything happens on land, but I've been wrong before many, many times. We will just see what transpires. So with intros done, my thoughts on the civs. So Persians I don't think have the greatest of navies, but their eco in general is just very good. And if VK goes land focus, that will, you know, that should enable some steamrolling if he's able to get late with that. He is, of course, also the strongest player in this lobby at 1350 elo. Sushi's got Italians. That is a great naval civ. I believe they get some discounts. Discounts on advancing to the next stage. Dock techs cost 25% less. Fishing ships are cheaper. Definitely just good naval civ, the Italians. Look at the Persians here. Naval, okay, so they do actually, they get fully upgraded fast fires and galleons and demos, and even elite cannon galleon, but lacking shipwright hurts a bit. But this is a far better dock than I thought Persians had. So that's, that'll be nifty for them. As far as Slavs, I now think that they probably got the weakest navy out of the bunch. Only normal cannon galleon. They do still get fast fire, Carrack, and galleon, but missing shipwright as well. Missing incendiaries. That's not the biggest deal. But yeah, Carbajal and Clinker construction are here. Yep, just, you know, solid naval tech tree, but nothing spectacular. Vikings, of course, get longboats. Those are always nifty to go for. Oop. Sorry about that. I am going to try to keep tabs on Discord, just in case there's any issues with the stream. That way I can react to them. Gonna try to take a glance at the chat as well, but I am not. I'll grant that I'm not particularly well versed in this streaming thing yet. Okay, looks like things are going well enough. Yes, I will absolutely. Well. He's saying please leave VOD. I did change my Twitch around so that there should be VODs. They just don't last forever. They only last for about 2 weeks for us. So that said, we are now getting into Feudal Age. VK is the first one there. Does not surprise me. He's up on 25 eco. Looks like that's 20 villas and 5 fishing ships. He should be the first to get some navy out. Persians do also have the tanky docks. We have some hulks. That will spell some difficulty here for Winter, who's going to lose a fishing ship. And he's... Oh, VK, why are you doing him like this? He even blocks the other fishing ship. Notably, a pretty decent call by Winter to have most of his fishing eco closer to the mainland. Is also putting up another dock to contest water, presumably to contest water. Sushi is also up to feudal, as is Zeus. Very hefty economy for Winter. That's 6 fishing ships and 24 vills before hitting feudal. So hopefully that will enable some pretty robust ability to contest water. That's how I'll term that. That's going to be feudal in for him in 1 in-game second. There he goes. Right now, these hulks for VK just sitting on Zeus's dock. Again, that minimum range for the dock does enable them to sit underneath it close and do some damage. Now up to 5 hulks. Fish come back out. And they have found the mainland. Unfortunate for Winter, is going to have to put those out. We do have galleys being created. With galleys, they are good against hulks. Hulks have poor pierce armor. I believe they only start with 1 pierce armor. And, it doesn't get much better. Obviously, in the Castle Age, you can research, I believe it's... not shipwright. Dry Dock's the Imperial Age one. I cannot remember what the Castle Age Pierce Armor upgrade for ships is called. Regardless, that'll be an option there. Galley coming out. Looks like that might have been a rally point issue where it went to the other dock. Gonna need to micro this. I don't think that's going to happen. So again, a mass of galleys will do very well against hulks. Individual ones, you've got to micro pretty hard, and they still take a lot of damage when the hulks get close, as you can see here. Alright, so Zeus is just not going on Navy at all. This honestly looks kind of like Lost Water already for Zeus and Winter. I mean, Winter made 3 docks, is Vikings, but just, having trouble getting the galley numbers out. Even though they counter hulks, just is not super helpful when you can't get them massed and the hulks are just waiting there to pounce on them outside the docks. 3 fishing ships in that dock, 2 galleys in this dock. Nothing in the lower dock. VK is up to castle and clicked up about a minute ago, and in game time, solid eco, as expected there, him being the strongest player in this lobby, elo-wise. He has got 17 on wood, only 7 on food, and then 8 on gold. That's going to enable getting an even stronger navy if he'd like. He can also shift some bills off of food or off of wood and onto food if he would like to go for cav. Can also just plop down TCs. Does look like Sushi might have made a tower somewhere, with him having tower on his dock there. Right as we see the dock go down for Winter on the initial island, those vills are going to be stranded, potentially picked off. Yeah, as mentioned earlier, VK and Sushi have 1 water at this point. Zeus taking his last vills off of the initial island to the mainland. Winter is up to castle as well. That's going to be about a minute and a half-ish behind VK. VK is getting medium warships. But let's just follow this game forward and see how it transpires on land. I feel like George W. Bush when I'm when I do that mumbling. Can't get fooled again. Zeus also put down a tower, but actually has had 5 and then 9 for a moment on stone. Could be looking at a castle drop, because he has also made it to Castle Age, or, might be defensive. But, well, yeah, nope. It should be defensive. I don't know if he knows this. Let's check on his line of sight. Doesn't seem like they know where VK is. They seem to know where Sushi is, but not VK. Do have 1 galley out here, kind of harassing a little bit. Pretty sure that Hulk is going to win that battle. And it does. But yeah, regardless, defensive castle should be the play there, with what I know as the omniscient observer, who is still going to miss things. Do have some... that's not a battle. That's 2 people on the same team, but good fish boom for VK. Sushi, it also has a decent fish boom just out by the initial islands. So that'll be a boon to their eco. Sushi really needs to get more on wood. He's only at 4 on wood at the moment. That goes very fast on a map with water, even though they've won water. That's going to need some balancing. Definitely will need to get some more vills on wood. He will be the last to hit castle there. But, yes, we are now in a Castle Age game. VK has got 6 knights garrisoned in this stable with 2 to follow. How are we looking on upgrades? That is chain barding that has just come in. +2 armor on those knights. Very, very needed. Makes them especially tankier against archer line. Yep, we also have... Oh, we got a monk over here from Winter. Converted one of these war hulks and is going to take the opportunity to make a couple longboats. I will say at this juncture, I don't think water is worth fully contesting. Maybe going and trying to raid some of the fish booms could be useful, but actually trying to fight back the water, the navy on water, I personally am not sure about. Anyone who watches this later who is better at the game than me, please do object if I'm dumb. Just looking at the production capabilities now, just 2 docks there for Winter and none for Zeus. They need to get defensive structures up, because here come the knights. This could be absolutely devastating. These are... these knights do not have bloodlines, but these are still 8 fully armored up Castle Age knights, and this is going to hurt Winter's economy. good garrison, but that's already a full TC. Everything else can just get picked off. Only has fletching, no bodkin arrow. That'll make life a little difficult. I'm going to try to get a conversion with the monk. Decent gate here from Zeus, but is going to lose his fills on berries. Probably should not tab away from that. Yeah, some decent damage done there. VK is just good. What can I say? Maybe a conversion here. All right, does get one conversion. These knights are going to come in and snipe this monk. And most likely, these vills over on the woodline are going to go down as well. Do have some pikemen coming out for Zeus. The converted knight is helping out. And bloodlines did come in while I was talking about this. Ooh, they've doubled back. The pikemen chased. Mobility is very, very strong in this game. Pikemen counter knights, but if they can't catch them, there's some issues. Good garrison there from Zeus. Yeah, these are good raids. This is exactly what we would expect from VK. He and Sushi now have about a 20. They've got a 21 vil lead, but also a lot of idle eco there for WinterZeus. I don't have the fancy capture age, but 11 and 12% is what this is saying overall. Lots of idle TC time for everybody. VK actually has the most in the lobby at about 8.5 and counting, which suggests to me that, yep, there we go. We have got a castle drop. That's, yeah, and more knights have been coming out, so basically he all in this. I mean, sort of. Okay, I take that back. This is not an all-in. 2 TCs is not an all-in. Just solid eco. Okay, we have a pre-defensive castle from Winter. Notably, VK's castle is going to range multiple of these farms. Gonna be a tough one. You need to try to remember to delete those, because even if you remember to take your vills off of them initially, once the other farms expire, they will just happily go right under the farms that are vulnerable, which means you lose them. Nothing deleted yet. That TC is going to be in trouble as well. Castle's going to eat that for lunch. Got some house walls coming up. If those all come up the way they are right now, Winter's going to trap several of his vills. I would be real careful about doing that. Any developments on water? Just transport out here. Nothing really seemed to happen there. The docks have been taken down. Yeah, this is a land fight now, with VK and Sushi having the eco advantage due to having water. Actually, longboats over here did presumably harass Sushi a little bit. There's also I don't know if he converted that fishing ship, but longboat's about to have a bad time. As far as this castle drop here, the 10 knights just sitting in that castle do have some pikes here for Zeus. None of them have any upgrades. Those are generic pikemen in the sense that they don't even, they have no armor. They have no attack upgrades. VK is up to imp. This man is insane. He's also got 74 vills. Just solid here. The strongest eco in the game, is also the only player that has conducted any non-water aggression. He's the only one that's done any aggression on land. It's paid off well. Those raids were pretty devastating there. Winter also is clicked up, but is going to be behind by a full 2.5 minutes. That is going to be difficult with regard to getting Trebs out. VK is going to be able to have a couple out before Winter does. Definitely going to make defending this rather difficult. This TC has 400 and change HP left, going down 20 at a time. So that'll be done soon. Good work from Winter to get out to this gold, but we do have a scouting pikeman there from VK, so he will be aware of that. This gold pile is far enough away from this TC that these knights could come in and do some damage. We have Cavalier. Don't see Cavalier coming in yet for VK. We do have Blast Furnace, and I'm going to assume that means chain. Okay, no plate barding armor either. Interesting call to go for Blast Furnace before Cavalier or plate barding, in my opinion. We do have some rams coming out for this castle. He doesn't know that there's 11 knights sitting in there, and there's going to be a war elephant too. Yeah, goodbye, battering rams. It's been nice knowing ya. Runs away from the monks though, but yeah, this castle is being taken down by the 2 trebs. Got some berserks coming out for Winter. Those are going to... Oh, okay. But yeah. Once again, like you get the battering rams to the castle. They'll do some decent damage, and the pikemen will take an okay fight here. But unfortunately, trying to ram down a castle that has garrison melee units is tough. A great conversion on the war elephant there, though. That's actually big. VK doesn't really have anything here to... Like, the knights will still kill it. But that war elephant is going to do some damage. That was a good conversion to get through. We have feudal age upgrades on these pikemen now, but still no castle age ones. We also have Winter having made his own pikemen. Knights are coming in to raid. Still no cavalier, but these trebs are feasting, and any exposed villagers are going to be having a bad day today. Decent few on stone here from Winter. Might be able to get up another castle. Let's take a look at the resources at the moment. Still going to be a while. Sushi is untouched, which is going to be notable. He can just mass up an army. Is up to Imp himself. Notably, though, we do have a switch of the eco lead. WinterZeus have, in fact, gained an eco lead. We've got more villas coming forward from VK, and they're running from berserks. They are building a forward university. I love it. Cavalier is now finally coming in. It's going to hit right on time. I didn't even notice that Sushi had made Genoese crossbowmen. Those are fully upgraded Castle Age Genoese crossbowmen, and against pikemen, they're going to have a great time. Pikemen can't do diddly squat against Genoese crossbowmen. This is looking very, very good for low eco, high tempo at the moment. We do have Devotion coming in from Sushi. We've got Chemistry. We've got Bracer. Those are going to be even better Genbows now. Genoese crossbowmen. We've got a Man-at-Arms click from Zeus. Also not great into Genoese crossbow. Good mangonel. And that has not been noticed by Sushi. Just loses one. The Cavalier will charge in. How do these pikemen do? Presumably not well, but if they're focusing on the mangonel, this group might, take some casualties. I'm going to say outright, I know for a fact I would be doing no better in this situation. It's easy to make one unit. It's not easy to make multiple types of units. What a split there from Sushi, by the way. Amazing micro. Gotta still be careful. That mango is still there. It can still do some decent damage. Cavalier keep coming in. This castle from Zeus is going down now. Decent shots there from the mangonel. But those are that's going to quickly become Cavalier fodder. Decent defense with the pikes, though. This is a lot of micro. You've also got to worry about your castle going down. There's no contest against these trebs at the moment. The Genbo numbers keep growing as well. The Cavalier have looped around. We've got longswords out. Do they have... how are the upgrades? Looks like that's still just Scale Mail and maybe Gambazons was clicked. Swordsmen are decently cost effective. If you're able to get them into Imp with Slavs, they do get Druzhina for the trample damage. This is a pretty decent fight from Winter. The Pikes are going to kill one of these Trebs that got through. They are also going to munch on these Cavalier a little bit. Actually, I don't know if this is going to go down. Pikemen not known for their base attack. They do take the Treb, which is decent. The eco is still very good. I don't know if Sushi and VK have made a Vil since they hit Imp. That 152 looks pretty familiar. But, I mean, the army numbers are 83-23. Good expansion from Zeus and Winter. Winter has now plopped down 5 TCs and is going to make some more eco off to the west of the map. Do VK and Sushi have any idea that they are out there? They don't. They haven't even explored that area. So that might help, although we do have Sushi coming to drop a castle in the vicinity. It's not going to range any town centers, but that is a good castle. It is going to range this gold from Zeus. That'll definitely cause him some problems economically. We basically have... Oh my goodness, it's the Great Migration. I just double-clicked and there are 87 Vils here. And there are Cavaliers, and there are no Pikemen! No, Zeus, no! Oh, this is brutal. They could very well all die. Every single one. Probably, I mean, hindsight is 20/20. Yep. Probably could have run earlier there, but this game is not easy. And that is going to be a win for low eco high tempo in game 1 of this set. Notably here, lots of pikemen made by these guys. Sushi did get out almost 60 Genoese crossbowmen, which also, like, notably, those would have been just amazing had Zeus gone into Boyars. Like, they've got okay pierce armor. Boyars, however, are a melee unit. Or, like, they have very high melee armor. Genbows would have wrecked them, so that kind of eliminated that as an option for Zeus. Very good game. I would say this is kind of the expected result, but a good fight put up, and it was just those, you know, if those villagers had been able to make it over into this eco, and they'd been able to mass from these barracks, maybe they could have made something happen. With that said, let's go ahead and hop on out of Capture Age here. I will tab back over to the actual AoE 2, and we'll see if the next game is up. I was a little bit behind to this one, so I'm hoping that it will be in here. I also said at the beginning of that I would try to watch chat, and I did not at all, so I apologize to anybody watching. Yeah, Winter strong late game, definitely careening. Thank you, Russ. Let's get rid of this bot. Ban. Goodbye. Stream bot thing. Right, let's have us glance here. Search for LEL. There it is, and they have gone to hideout for game 2. Let's get right into it. Back through chat here. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely appreciate. Yeah, we just got Chevalier and Russ in here. Feels good. I like their casts, so. That said, the spec delay says 0. Should be getting into game 2 here on Hideout. And that's interesting. We have a bit of a bug here with the window. That should fix it. Awesome. All right, so this is going to be game 2 of the series between Low Eco High Tempo, that is VK in the blue and Sushiero in the red, against WinterZeus, Winterblood in the yellow, and Zeus in the orange. Sushiero has taken the Portuguese, VK has taken the Khitons, Winter has taken the Tatars, and Zeus the Sicilians. So there's the possibility of, I mean, you could arguably call them cheese strats. Sicilians can Donjon Rush, and Winter does have sushi on. Oh, sorry. Nope, I am silly. Zeus is Sicilians. Zeus has VK on his side. That's potentially going to be tough to do. I imagine that VK is going to have that possibility in mind as he goes through his Dark Age. Sicilians, you've always got to keep the Donjon Rush kind of in the back of your mind as something that can happen, because it's one of their main offensive tools in the early game, particularly with sergeants able to create more donjons of their own. That said, Portuguese Tatars is something of an interesting matchup. I would lean toward Portuguese being a pretty decent pick into Tatars. If they get late game, Tatars have got the tankier Cav archers with silk armor. They also do have the elevation buff. This hill, if Winter is able to castle that, could potentially do some work. The sheep from town centers is nifty, but nothing. That Thumbring and Parthian tactics, though, being freed, that's kind of their main power spike. Those are expensive techs, particularly Thumbring. I believe that's 400 wood, 300 food. Being able to get that for free makes Cav archers spike very well in early Castle Age. But that said, for Portuguese, main thing I'm thinking of with them is the all units costing less gold means that you can more easily mass foot archers, which generally trade decently well into Cav archers, pound for pound, resource for resource. Portuguese also, of course, have Feitoria. Organ guns also aren't bad into Cav archers. They could have trouble if Winter goes into Cav as opposed to Cav archers. Tatars do have a pretty decent stable. Heavy camel's nice. That could be useful. Well, maybe not heavy camel. I don't know. If this goes late, I imagine VK would be going Liao Daos as opposed to Steppe Lancers. But, camels in Castle Age could be an option if VK's running some Steppe Lancers there. They also do get basically fully upgraded Cavalier, Bloodlines, Husbandry. So, not a bad stable at all. Keshik's also good. They generate gold when they fight units, not buildings. But yes, that Tatars aside, pretty even so far. Everybody's on 17 vills. I'm sure a little bit of idle TC there. Yeah, 31 seconds for Sushi, 27 for Winter. Ooh, Zeus is idling it right now. Is he trying to push deer? What a silly spawn this is. I hate when Hideout does this. When you've got trees blocking off one of your gates. Like, I hope that that's a little bit better in like tourney maps that they make for pro tourneys. Oh, the idle TC. What? Is he on stone? He's not on stone. Zeus, what are we doing, my friend? This is kind of brutal. I don't know if he's going for a Sicilian strat to try to get up early, but maybe. There's 500 food. All right, and there's the click. But despite that, both VK and Sushi still beat Zeus up to the feudal age. And these are going to be some early and dangerous scouts for VK. Ketons get double forging, so when he researches forging, his scouts will be 5+2, 7 attack. Those can put the hurt on even spearmen. I mean, I don't think they win. You know, they don't win versus a spearman 1v1, but if you've got 3 double forging scouts, I imagine you can take that fight decently into a spearman, whereas normally you would maybe want 4 kind of normally upgraded scouts. If Zeus so there's the villas on stone, defensive donjon. Okay, I don't hate this. VK is going to be aggressive. The stable is coming down already. Don't see a blacksmith yet, but it's still very early feudal. I imagine that'll follow. I believe I remember Tom saying, you know, you kind of have your fully realized scouts around 15 minutes if you're doing everything right as Ketons. So, defensive donjon will be helpful to maybe blunt this attack a little bit. Do think Zeus is still going to need a barracks. Sergeants are decent, but with that said, they are weaker in feudal. They do have 2 melee armor, so you know, into the stronger Keton scouts, they would take 5 damage a hit. Don't think they win that 1v1. They'd be taking 5. The scouts would also be taking 5. Might actually be even. Okay, and VK has come forward with spearmen. I guess maybe... I don't know about spearmen into Sicilians. Maybe just planning to use those as a buffer for his scouts. Potentially if Zeus was making spearmen. Actually, that was probably the thought, and yeah, now that I think about it, that is quite smart. Spearmen to hold off the other spearmen, if those were coming. But it does look like it's going to be just sergeants for Zeus at the moment. As far as Sushi and Winter, we do have an archer out for Sushi, made an archery range, getting some houses up. This is kind of a, you know, a hideout house wall sort of situation. This will be good if Winter were to maybe drop a castle in this area, be able to wall that up. Do notice that that's a lot of villas on straggler trees. Fine enough because he's Portuguese. They collect... sorry, it's these guys that are generating additional wood in addition to the food. Decent early game bonus. Go back over here. Okay, interesting call there. So VK has the double forging. Winter is up to castle, but Winter's about to have a couple of very scary scouts knocking on his door. Let's see if he's got the walls up. Do we have a reaction? We have a reaction. Okay. Palisade behind is... I mean, it's okay. I prefer putting houses behind myself. They're a bit more robust. Do have a responsive barracks coming up as well. And, oh, hey, look at that. If anybody's got T90 emotes, you can put some T90 blinds in chat. Because I just completely missed that Zeus took advantage of the scouts going to Winter's base to do a donjon rush. VK's going to hold this off just fine. Great stone wall, house walling the rest. These aren't going to really hit anything, but they will put some pressure down. House walls for this donjon foundation make it a little bit harder to hit. So no armor on these scouts. Pikemen are poking at a section of wall. Where did those... Ah, okay. The scouts that were at Winter's base are coming back. And I imagine... Yeah, this is fine. I could really take some lessons from this. Stone walls are a good thing when you get them down in time. And this was perfect timing from VK. I imagine, yep, same thing going on there. They can hammer on the houses all they want. This is kind of decent in the sense that VK does have to go through the donjon fire to actually hit the sergeants. But also the sergeants are useless at the moment, outside of being able to Well, I mean, taking down the blacksmith might actually be useful. That's 150 wood. But it looks like he's going to kind of go around and try to attack. Notably, no castle yet for VK. Still got pikes poking and being annoying over here. And the CA are coming out for Winter. This could be very good for them. If he's able to get a decent mass, even like 10 CA, if he's able to get those out and either go over and assist Zeus's attack, or potentially look at going and hitting Sushi before he's able to get Castle Age upgrades in, that could be pretty decent for them. Right now we got 3 CA, it looks like. Zeus has got 6 sergeants on the field. Made another donjon. Is going to take down this palisade gate. Does need to be careful about kind of getting trapped here. He got the melee armor. That will be pretty helpful. These scouts now only do 4 damage a hit. They also have the armor as well. Keaton's notably not getting bloodlines. But, oh, micro, nice. Good catch, and here's the fight. Oh, good engagement for VK there. That was several free hits. We got a spear out, though. That might just be a patrol moment. Or you can just put up another donjon. VK up to castle, though. If Zeus isn't able to follow that... Ooh, I do not love his resource situation. There's been a lot invested into this donjon rush, and the Villas are going to go try to batter down some donjons. A section of stone wall deleted there. Need to... Yeah, I mean... This donjon is doing some shooting. And actually, Sergeant's great into Vills. They do only take 1 damage a hit. Vills can still take these... This was well done. Well done creating those Sergeants there. The looming specter, though, here is still Castle Age. You've got a lot of Sergeants. They are Feudal Age Sergeants. We have got... Okay, we've got 7 CA. 8 CA on the field in total. There's the 8th one there. We have Bodcanero coming in. As noted earlier, these do have Thumb Ring. Gonna say I doubt ballistics yet. Yeah, no ballistics yet. But there could be some damage done here. Leather... first armor upgrade coming in. Shoot the gate down. Just shoot the gate down. Yes, sir. The Sergeants got into VK's woodline. That's... I don't know if they got any kills. Let's check Eco KD. Alright, got 2 Vills. VK up to castle now, though, and that spells some difficulty for Zeus. These are going to be now Keaton, Castle Age, Light Cav, with Iron Casting. They are going to be 7+4, attacking into things that only have 3 armor. Right now, it's still, you know, something akin to a decent fight. But, yeah, that... Okay, I like that. That's a... I want to win this game donjon right there. Really like the choice to do that. That said, Zeus needs Castle Age in the worst way, and we have got so much idle TC for everyone whose name is not VK. However, we have got some very good pressure here from Winter. Sushi did get up a second TC, and they've got pretty decent coverage, but these are CA. CA have the mobility, and they've also got... But yeah, they've got mobility. I mean, they're not super tanky. Still got to really keep an eye on them, but like something like this, that's great. This is really going to choke that eco there. Do have Elite Skirm, though, coming in for Sushi. Definitely the thing to make against CA. They, of course, take bonus damage for being an archer, and bonus damage for being a cavalry archer. This donjon has gone down for Zeus. And... Oh, buddy. This is where, like, I understand just keeping the donjon rush going, but all VK is going to do, he's got 12 on stone. he can just throw a castle up right here, or potentially even right here, and just shoot down the donjons. Lots of spears will definitely help against the Cav army. Speaking of, there we are. Was wondering where those went. Oh, the mangoes! Those are begging to be sniped. Oh, decent try at an attack round. Good, but goodbye 1 mango. Goodbye 2 mango. Khitan scouts light cav. 11 damage from a trash unit in Castle Age is that's very strong. And this stone, in addition to probably spelling the end for this donjon rush, that also portends the Outdows, and those men are strong. They cause bleed damage. They have very high base attack as well. I mean, the CA would do very well against them, but the CA have been kind of hemmed out at the moment. These do appear to be mostly fully upgraded Castle Age CA now. Still just missing ballistics. And I guess, I believe Silk Armor is a Castle Age tech, so would need to get a castle up for those. You could fight into these light cav, though. Obviously, spears counter light cav. But these CA... missing ballistics is not great here. Especially against a player with better micro. Castle goes... Hey, whoa, I actually called that. Man, I feel good about myself. Anyways, the castle is going down in the spot where it will be able to just take out the donjons. At the risk of sounding like a broken record... Go up! Go up to castle! Getting in touch with the inner T90 there. Continuing to donjon rush in feudal is not going to do anything here. And there are the Liao Daos. Those will eat spearmen, and anything they encounter that isn't something like a cav archer, they will munch them up for breakfast. And also, okay. If VK just, yeah, these can take down a section of Palisade very quickly. I don't think that's going to be walled out. Nope, that's not going to happen in time. What a play. This is going to be... that Bill's going to die. Nah, you can't sack that. One down. Again, yeah, the CA can take these out now, but... ballistics. I know getting a university is... getting a university is a pain. Ballistics is such a needed tech when you're fighting against something like light cav. This game is not over. This is a strong, massive CA for Winter. He also does have a stable for Bloodlines. Oh, hey, Zeus did go castle. I wonder if I was yelling at him going up to castle right as he clicked it. That sounds like something I would do. This is good. His sergeants do now have the 8 base attack. I don't think they get additional melee armor in castle. I'll have to see if he makes another. He could also just go into pikemen. They sure do. My goodness. 4+1. So that's actually pretty decent into all things melee. More mangoes coming out. Those might be able to do some damage here. The light cav not here this time. The light cav have found the bugged little gate here. But here are the Liao Daos. Liao Daos will munch on sergeants. They have better attack, they have similar melee armor, and they cause bleed damage. This is going to be tough. You really need the CA. Yeah. That's what you need to counter those in this game, I think. Zeus, I guess, could think about trying to go into archers of his own. Yeah, Sushi, ballistics. Remember that upgrade. I mean... I will say Zeus is not making it easy for VK. Pretty notable that Winter is even with VK in score. I just worry about, you know, we've now got Castle Age armor in, so you need archers attacking these to stop them. And all the archers are right here. And we've also... This is very well done from Sushi. Build the stone walls out, and you just secure yourself map control. These resources can't be hit. Makes them need siege. CA alone are good. Do have some Keshiks as well. Yeah, CA alone are a good unit. No question. Trebs, however, are an even better unit. If Winter uses this timing correctly, he could roll Sushi. That would be pretty cool. I mean, obviously, no offense intended to Sushi, but we absolutely want to see Game 3s. Game 3s are awesome. And this Dungeon Rush has completely fallen apart over here for Zeus. And now VK has a bunch of angry and hungry Liao Daos that will munch straight through palisade walls and straight through donjons. Got a siege workshop placed, but hey, alright, the CA have come over. This is well done from Winter. If this attack comes out, which is exactly what's happening, can definitely do some damage to these Liao Daos. Thumb Ring was clicked for Sushi, but then cancelled. So, okay, yeah, I like this. We've got... I think we could use some more Keshiks. You're expecting skirms on this side. Keshiks into the skirms, and then the CA into the Liao Dao. Going to say the military is idle a fair bit. And military that's idle isn't serving you, but that is also very much the pot calling the kettle black. I distinctly recall having moments where my military was idle when it had no business being idle. So just one of those things that people of our ELO can, try to remember. Active military is useful military. Good castle here. What a smart play from VK. Sending forward the mounted units and seeing the CA. Now he knows it's not a good idea to send the Liao Daos forward, and he can also tell Sushi, hey, the CA mass is not on your side anymore. And we see him pulling back his skirms as a result. Of course, the Imp did come in for Winter, and we do have Trebs out. You got to move your military forward for that, though. Even skirms can just take pot shots at a Treb. And take it out if you don't move your military up with it. There we go. It is a CA. Silk armor in yet? I don't believe so. Yeah, no silk armor yet. And he did get ballistics, though. That makes me happy. All right. What is the play here for Sushi? Organ gun is honestly not great here. A lot of organ guns, however, is not bad. These are still going to take decent damage from the CA, though. Just you gotta micro them. Well done bringing in the Keshiks for the skirms. The CA are going to take some castle fire now and some skirm fire. They are going to die, but they bought enough time for these mangonels to come up. You just, with the mangonels, you can't run them into the castle. Good micro. Alright, so he's just parking the CA mass in here. Believe that's Bracer in. Yep, so we got Bracer. We don't have chemistry yet. And we have the minute 41 wheelbarrow, which is my favorite kind of wheelbarrow. Repairs coming in on the castle, just 5 bills. We're gonna gently nudge the T90 do not trickle trip here. No, no, the mangonels, no! You gotta be careful with mangonels and castles. That's 2 expensive units down, but that's also a castle down. Goodbye, 3rd mangonel. All right. Yeah, so we got imp armor on these light cav as well. All right, so we took this castle down, but yeah, I mean, VK has just reacted to this. He's even still got, you know, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Light Cav sitting back here. If those were to maybe... This is a good castle, but say these Light Cav... I mean, you send them in at the right time, you can hit these farms. You can even hit under a TC. They still do a lot of damage. They can kill some villagers. Light Cav are going to come out. Let's see how this fight goes. I honestly think... I actually think Winter wins this fight, but not without losing the Trebs. It's so hard to protect Trebs, just in general, much less against Khitan Light Cav. Yep, that is 2 Trebs down, and a push basically stopped in its tracks. Silk Armor is in, so these are now quite tanky CA. With that said, he teched Hussar, and heavy CA is what you need right now. Oh, sorry. He is just now getting Silk Armor. So they're just... I wonder, is that a Khitan or a Tatar bonus? Oh, it's Parthian Tactics. That's what that is. This is a quite even game. But I do worry that Winter's just not going to be able to hold this off on his own. Zeus is booming. He's got his 3rd TC up. He's getting a university up. And he's got resources that are going to be pretty decent for trying to click imp. We'll need some more gold. Can sell some food to get up to imp. Decent supplement here would, of course, be Hobart Cavalry. Those, it's basically just runs counter to the extra attack that VK has, although it's not really extra anymore once you get to imp. Goodbye, Vil. Oh, the CA have made an appearance. They're going to shoot some pastures. This is pretty good. Pastures are not cheap. Look at this! He's only got fletching. Silk Armor, my goodness. Yeah, so now the CA will feast. You need heavy CA at this point. That is a... and chemistry. I understand teching Hussar into what you're seeing from these guys as a buffer, as a meat shield, but get your power unit to where it needs to be. You can just fight this. Just fight it. You're tanky. Just fight it. Just fight it. Okay. There's heavy CA. Beautiful. How many ranges does he have? So we got 3 in the middle of the base there. Is that it? I am once again going to provide advice on something that I do regularly. A wise man, who I believe might have been named Bleg, said something in chat the other day. If you have wood, spend wood. Putting up 5 more ranges and spamming a lot of CA could really push this home. These organ guns, elite though they are, they're still going to take... Right now, they take 4 damage a shot from heavy CA. Once chemistry comes in, they take 5. And you volley those, and yeah. And that's going to be another very dead Treb. Zeus up to imp, and more sacrificial mangonels for the cause. Goodbye, Treb. 2. Do we have bombard cannons? I forget that unit exists. which is really bad. It's such a good unit, but I know trebs exist. I don't know about bombard cannons. What do you mean? You make them from the Siege Workshop? What does that do? This, let's see how this does. Oh yeah, goodness gracious. I've some casualties still being taken here from these heavy CA, but they tank hard. The extra shots, though, from the organ guns are actually doing a lot better than I expected here. But as you can see, you know, they do a lot of damage. Chemistry. Chemistry is what is needed. But also, hey, look, Elite Liao Dao. I think this is going to be the turning point right here. VK and Sushi did enough to stall out this push. Learned from last game, the Vil Exodus has happened in time, which might enable Zeus and Winter to keep pushing. Winter is the muscle of this team right now. They might be able to still make this happen with Zeus having to remake his eco. That said, what happened to that massive CA? They died. Damn. Sorry, I apologize. Darn. I don't know if they got caught by Liao Daos or if they just eventually got whittled down by the Light Cav. Speaking of, did Ketons get Hussar? They do, but it's not been clicked yet. Alright, so, I mean, right now they're Imperial Age Light Cav. Oh, what? VK, you're so good. This is perfect. Obviously the stone wall wouldn't have stopped the mass when it came in, but being able to delay this is amazing right now. If he's not able to get that wall up, then that's just good. I think this will be a pretty winnable fight for Winter. Speak of the devil, there's Hussar. As I mentioned earlier in the game, Ketons lack bloodlines. So, pretty solid HP difference there. You should really send these Hussars after these bombard cannons, which he does. Yeah, that was all my idea, thanks. No, very well done from Winter there. Will he get this one? Yes, he will. Great pick there. This is the issue. VK stopping that wall going down makes it so that Winter has to focus back here. He's also going to deny this castle for the moment. Again, Vil counts are still fairly even. Military counts also fairly even, but the ability of VK and Sushi to ramp up their military is far more right now. I am once again asking for Winter to remember that chemistry is a tech that exists. We've also got ourselves another exposed trap here. I am going to say my thought here, and I don't know if I would think of this were I playing this game that has now been going on for an hour of in-game time. My thought would be to just park these CA on stand ground next to the next to the treb. That should hopefully kill anything that's coming to kill it that isn't called a ram, would be my hope. But maybe someone who is better at the game can say whether or not that's a good idea, because I am admittedly not good at protecting siege myself. Liao Daos are going to get around, the wall is once again not going to go up, and this castle, which did go up, will just as swiftly go down. Now these Hussars are going to bleed a lot, but they might be able to do some treb taking of their own. Yep, hit him, hit him! Winter, no! Well, so I mentioned the Step Lancers earlier. The Camel is suddenly looking like a viable option. But of course, there are Liao Daos. Hey, you know what? Kills both of them? Cav Archer. Keep this alive, and you might be able to stop this push. but you've got to keep that alive. Good, micro. Yep, let the Hussar go in. But, yep, VK's going to micro himself. Good call. Get him back under the castle. Let the Hussar do their thing. They're cheap. Step Lancers do not have great Pierce armor. Same as a Hussar. Neither did Liao Dao's. They're even a little bit worse. This is a good reboom from Zeus. And we've got an army massing here. Zeus is going to be gold's a problem. He's completely off of gold, and I mean, let's see, we're taking some stone here. Does Winter even have gold? No. He's got 4 on gold somewhere, and I am not entirely sure where that somewhere. Ah, that somewhere is right in the danger zone. Chemistry, my friend. Your team chemistry is good. Your research chemistry is something to try to remember in later games. The Treb is here. The pikemen are here. The organ gums say, "Ooh, boy, pikemen!" The villagers say, "We can eat a Treb, too." This will be another dead Treb. Decent damage out on this castle, though. And we do have two-handed swordsmen clicked from Zeus. Those... Okay, the issue with two-handed swordsmen here is that the only thing they're really good against of the comps that are being made are these Hussar. Liao Dao will carve them up. Organ guns will shoot them full of holes. I know it's not feasible given the resource situation, but I just got to go back to that Hobart Cav. Sushi has done very well. You know, he's lost castles a couple different times out here, but has always just pushed it back methodically, sometimes with some help from VK, and just gotten another one up. And the trickle trebbing has been a thing. And this might be the game-ending raid right here. Admittedly, since the Dungeon Rush got taken out, Zeus hasn't been much of a factor in this game, but he doesn't have defensive structures to stop these Hussar. He's still only got Castle HTCs, so those are going to do 1 damage per arrow to the Hussar. The pikes, if they actually get in and hit, will do decently. Good reaction from Winter to bring the CA over. And the villager meat shield is amazing, I guess. This is going to be a lot of dead vills for Sushi. He's only got 40 vills. Did he double-click his eco? He's making bombard towers. Oh, Feitoria. He's Portuguese. Yeah, no, I have no objections. That's going to be a lot of resources coming in. Yeah, so I do think at this point that I do still expect this game to fall in VK and Sushi's favor, unless Zeus is able to, you know, maybe if they were able to establish trade. Even then, a trade route's going to be Flaming Camel! Send forth the Flaming Camels! I love it. Those are good against mounted units, so I would love to see that take a good solid chunk out of a bunch of Hussars. This, however, this might be a problem. I don't know if this is passable. We're gonna learn. Oh, it sure is. Oh boy. That's a nice juicy Treb right there. That's a lot of nice juicy villagers right there. And we've also got Sushi coming back with Organ Gun 2, Gun Harder. on this side. This is this is a pinch. This looks good up here, but keep in mind that this 115 Vils does not take into account 6 Fatorias, which are 120 pop space. Make that 7 Fatorias. Oh my goodness, I love it. Use the Civ's bonuses. More Flaming Camels. Yeah, good raid here. CA can definitely deal with these Hussar. I think the lack of gold is gonna be a problem for them soon. I still see 15 on gold. I believe that's this pile. What do you do once that is gone? And the answer needs to be you have to push this back. This is the nearest gold you can get to that's actually decent. If you reclaim towards Zeus's original base, you can not starve gold for a while. But you're losing your castle over here. Tatar Hill bonus is putting in work, though. Those bombard cannon shots are only doing about 200, whereas I believe they normally do closer to 350, give or take. Still gonna go down. And pikemen from VK, definitely good into the mostly cast. Oh my lord, what a massacre! Good mass from Zeus there, but the upgrades are not there. He's really an imp in name only. And these are going to meet the same fate if they try to run in. The trade is happening. Is the trade... ooh, okay. Alright, so he did get another Treb out. Once again, if they can push this... I love the fact that Flaming Camels are happening here. That's not bad. Oh, there's a hole. Good micro. Not going to necessarily stop those from now just running right on through. Once again, something trickle treb. But, I mean... Oh, yep. Hey, look! That's a burning house. That's a dead treb. That is not quite a dead castle. So close. Bombard towers are going to... Ouch. That's gotta hurt. If they target the CA here, that's going to be pretty nifty. Yeah, I mean, Winter's only got 600 gold at the moment. Zeus is the one who made the trade cards. How much are they even getting? Let's see if I can find one of these that's coming back from the market. I say, with this entire eco having gone down. I will say, this has been a great game. Very well fought from both teams here. Winter has done... Chevler had mentioned earlier in the chat that Winter was good at late game, and this has been fully realized here. This is a really good engagement from VK. Silk Armor is still going to put in work for the CA. These Hussar... I mean, they do 5 damage a hit when they get in, but... the CA do quite a bit back to them. This is just overwhelming military force. The raids have erased the farming eco here. Zeus has got very good farming eco. Winter now doesn't. And he was relying pretty heavily on Hussars. He is down to only 53 Vils, only 36 of which are working. I believe the slow death is nearing its conclusion. But, like, not to take anything away. Again, they have played this extremely, extremely well. And, you know, this definitely goes to show that this is the kind of strategy that they can look at doing to try to get some set wins in the future. If Zeus is able to just go cause some chaos and take someone... I mean, if the Dungeon Rush had taken VK out of the game entirely, that would have been, you know, insane. It didn't, but it still delayed him to castle quite significantly. And it also, it gave Winter a chance to boom in peace. And we see here that you let him do that, and he is going to make the game. He's going to make it a game. CA are charging into. They went a little bit Riders of Rohan there. Death. They're tanky enough that most of them didn't actually die, but decent amounts of damage taken there. Bombard towers are scary. The raids continue. This castle still stands. We now have pikemen raiding into Zeus's eco, and we did have a resignation there from Winter. That will be the GG called. What a game! That was an absolutely amazing game. Very well played from everybody there. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many other words than that. But I'm going to try to muster some up. So again, Winter showed you get him to late game, and he does very, very well with that. Had a very good unit composition. Only issue there was protecting the siege, and that is just difficult to do, especially when he was trying to defend both sides. You've got the units with the trebs there for a moment, and then suddenly you've got to double back to the other side of your eco to make sure it doesn't die, and that's just credit to VK and Sushi. They really did well with the timing of their attacks, and of course VK did really well holding off that dungeon rush. He definitely got. I mean, remember when he got the dungeon down right on top of VK's main lumber camp? That was pretty impressive, but he pushed it back well and methodically, and got to the good late game comp of the Hussars and Liao Dao. And then for Sushi, he once again, like I just said earlier, he used his Civ and his Civ's bonuses very well. Got into the Vatorias in late game. I mean, mainly played Skirm in Castle Age, but that's exactly what he needed into the CA at that time. Prevented himself from dying, and then was able to just hold the line, get to a good mass of organ guns, bring forward the bombard towers, and just, basically secured the win via map control, via holding his map control, while VK established it on the other side by forcing Zeus over into the corner here. And for Zeus himself, like I mentioned the dungeon rush as well, but I love to see that he learned from the previous game. He got his Vils out of there well in advance of the army coming in to kill them. He knew that the army was overwhelming, and he got them over here, and that extended the game by another 40 minutes. And like that's that's just great to see. With that said, that will probably do it for tonight. I will get this video up on YouTube here shortly. Again, that's going to be spoilers, but that is going to be a 2-0 win for low eco high tempo, that being VK and Sushiero. And actually, let me go ahead, before I shut things off, let's go ahead and swap captures. I'm going to go take a glance at the challenge bracket here. I believe that's under important links. There we are. This one won't be entered in yet. However, oh, this is awesome. Look at that. This is not the challenge. Hold that thought. It's a cool looking site though. There we go. There's the challenge. So that's going to be, I believe, well, let's just check the matches here. There was that. Making sure, looking for Goodness gracious, I'm looking for low eco, high tempo. And WinterZeus. I don't believe that's been posted yet. This is definitely the part where if you haven't clicked off the YouTube video, you should probably do that now, unless you're really raring to see these standings. I am blind. That's all I got. WinterZeus, WinterZeus. There we go. Okay, yeah, it has not been entered yet. So that is going to be 4-1 for low eco, high tempo. That will push WinterZeus down to 0-2. But I mean, this was a very respectable set here, particularly game 2. And they did also take a game off of I'm Gonna Die when they played their set earlier this season. So definitely, you know, still plenty of opportunities for them to go decently far in the league. Um, Other notes on this at the moment. Again, there hasn't been a ton of games played this past week. I think a lot of people were busy. I know I was myself. Was able to play those couple Bulgarian mare matches with Russ, but yeah, a lot of work and being out of town just kind of made it tough. Yeah, uh, we will just have to see how the rest of the season unfolds. But thank you all for watching. Again, I'll get this up on YouTube shortly. And great set. All right. Have a good evening.